After the empire has been at war for 5 years, seen the economy crumble, crippled the environment, and lost complete control of the healthcare system, a new hope arises from the ashes. This hope is, of course, the 2008 presidential election. There are 3 key issues that the presidential candidates will have to address if elected: the economy, the environment, and the healthcare system. Each candidate's stance on these issues will determine who our next president should be. We will first analyze the Republican presidential candidates. Of the 3 candidates for the Republican nomination, 2 are ultra-conservatives, Paul and Huckabee, and 1 is accused of being a liberal, McCain. All Republicans are for nuclear power, and most want to make the Bush tax cuts permanent. The Bush tax cuts implement tax reductions for people who make a lot of money, although the little people that don't make hundreds of thousands of dollars are left out, being forced to pay a higher percentage on taxes. That's fair, right? Dr. Ron Paul would have an interesting term as president. He is against banning assault weapons, wants to repeal federal drug laws, is against raising the minimum wage, and wants to eradicate the U.S. Department of Education. He would do anything to abide by the Constitution. Anything. Put simply, he wants to drastically reduce the size of the federal government and significantly increase the power of state government. Not a good idea. Under a Paul administration, the economy would continue in its steady decline, the environment would be ignored, the healthcare system will remain in its pitiable state, and the federal government would be powerless. We better think twice before electing Ron Paul. Mike Huckabee, a former Baptist minister and governor of Arkansas, is a Republican running for the presidency. Huckabee, in economic policies at least, is a little less conservative than Paul. He is for raising the minimum wage and wants to give tax relief to American farmers, so as to keep business competitive. Mike Huckabee is the only Republican denouncer of the Bush tax cuts. Instead, he wants to eliminate all federal taxes, like the income tax, estate tax, payroll tax, and capital gain tax, and replace them with the national sales tax. Unfortunately, not much money would be left to continue running the government and continue fighting in Iraq, which he supports. Huckabee believes that oil imports indirectly fund repressive regimes, and believes strongly in energy independence. The only way to achieve this independence, however, is to drill for oil in Alaska, according to the huckster. Huckabee is the most appealing candidate to evangelical voters due to his staunch conservatism. This is the same characteristic, however, that causes many voters to shy away from him. He may be looking for the vice presidential nomination. This brings us to the last and most popular Republican candidate, John McCain. Vietnam War hero and senator from Arizona, John McCain is a well-known and respected politician. Some Republican voters, however, fear that his views on some issues are too liberal. On numerous occasions he has voted against party lines, supporting a Democratic bill or law. Others fear, however, that he is too close with President Bush, and will be a continuation of the Bush administration.
The world could be so very fine, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the sky will be blue for all my life. You and me, no matter how.
John McCain will most likely be the Republican presidential nominee. He is the most environmentally conscious Republican, yet he has admitted to knowing little about the economy. He would not exactly be a bad president, but not an okay one either. This brings us to the next set of candidates, the Democrats. The Democratic candidates believe strongly in finding alternative energy sources. They both want to invest heavily in solar, wind, and hydroelectric power. Both candidates are also for universal health care. Universal health care does not mean that everyone in the universe is covered. It means that everyone in America will have access to inexpensive and high-quality health care. Did you know that 47 million people in America are uninsured, and that America has the 37th best health care in the world, right behind Costa Rica? It is appalling and embarrassing, considering that we are the richest country in the world. For the most part, the two Democratic candidates have similar, sometimes the exact same, views on issues. Only on healthcare do they have noticeably different views. Senator Obama wants mandatory health care coverage for children only. He also wants to make sure everyone has access to inexpensive health care. Senator Clinton wants mandatory health care coverage for all. And this is what America truly needs. So, in conclusion, I support Senator Hillary Clinton in the 2008 presidential race.
Well, you guys, you have already got the picture here. I was about to say, I'm sure there's some disappointed people here. You know what? You know something? You know something? If you had told us 1 year ago that we were going to come in third in Iowa, we would have given anything for that. And you know something? You know something? Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. We're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
All in all, at the end of this election, I think we will have a Democratic president, as long as they don't pull a Howard Dean.